Hello everybody, Calvin Nation here today with a brand new video for you guys. Today's video will be on the Benchmade Model 47. This is it right here. This is my 5th Balisong to add to my collection and my 3rd Benchmade Balisong to add to my collection. This is a great Balisong and I've always wanted the 47. Ever since I got introduced to Balisongs, I was obviously as well introduced into Benchmade, since they're kind of the leader and the just the leader of the Balisong community. So I was referred to Benchmade and saw the 47. Unfortunately, the 47 was discontinued when I was looking to purchase it, and I had to get the 42 instead, which obviously isn't a bad trade-off. So in this video I'm going to just be kind of reviewing the 47, and I'm sure it's not going to be too new to most of you since the 47 is the 42 with a different blade, but I'm going to be making a separate video on a comparison between the 42 and the 47. Surprisingly, there is a ton of small differences between these two, mostly because the 47 is a older model, I believe from 2002, 2003. So there are a ton of differences between the two, and I don't really want to make this review a comparison video because then it's not really a review. So I'm going to try to go over this as good as I can, but again, expect a video on a comparison in the future, or very shortly. First we'll get on the box. Here is the old box, which is this one, and the new box. These are both blue class boxes for the Benchmade Balisongs. I won't go too in depth with this, but I'll just give you a little look at this. Here it says Life Sharp Benchmade 47 Balisong Tanto, 42 Balisong Titanium, and yes, $279.99. That is the price I paid for my 42. To be honest, for me, it's a small price to pay for Benchmade's excellent quality Balisongs. I know some of you are probably wondering why I would ever buy that 42 for that price, but you know what, I'm super happy with it, and since I live in Canada, that's how much I had to buy it for. Again here, Benchmade, same stuff, handle with care, different look, same info. And that goes the same for the manual. Here's the manual for the 47. Again, all the exact same stuff, just a bit of a different look. You can see there. Here is the nylon sheath, the classic Benchmade 5-inch nylon sheath. This did not come with my 47. This came with my 42, and I don't know if in the past the 47 did come with the nylon sheath, but it did not come with the nylon sheath with this. This is pre-owned, if you didn't know. I got it from a guy on Bali forums, and you know what, it's not a huge deal whatsoever to not get the nylon sheath included. But again, horizontal and vertical belt loop. I might actually buy one from, I think at PVK they have these Benchmade nylon sheaths for only like $8, so I might just buy one for the 47 as well. So, box, manuals, and sheath aside, let's get looking at the knife, the main bit. Oh yeah, she's a beauty. Look at that. Get that to focus. Love that blade. Gotta love that Tanto. As you can see, there is a little bit of visible wear on it. I'm gonna have to pick up some knife polish soon, some blade polish. A little bit of condensation there. And you can see there, Benchmade USA 440C. That is the steel it was made. I believe that all Benchmade Balisongs do either come in 440C or 154cm. My 42 here is 154cm. So you can see there, really not a whole lot of differences. I don't have the exact knowledge on the makeup of both steels, but you can expect pretty much the same. You can expect pretty much the same stuff from both fine materials. And on the other side, we have the traditional Balisong logo, the Benchmade Balisong logo, and it also has the little numbers there. Yeah, 47. This is the pivot screw design, not the pivot pin. You know, you can go both ways with the pivot pin and pivot screws. On one hand, the pivot pins, they don't really get loose. What you see is what you get. And with the pivot screws, you can get really cheap ones that'll break on you in no time. But I love the pivot screws on the 4X series from Benchmade because they're made to last, and you can tighten them and you're not going to have any problems with them. A lot of people have known the Benchmade 4X series to not be really super tight, and I can agree. I'll show you the tolerances here between the handles. Get that to focus a little. And you see there, they're pretty tight. And this is kind of rare for Benchmades. I know my 42 isn't even this tight, and my 42 is way newer. So yeah, very little play, which is awesome. This is the spring latch version. And actually, before I get onto that, I'll show you my 42's play here. Focus. Okay, here's the play in the 42. There's a little bit more. Not so much this way, but definitely a lot more this way than the 47. And again, we'll just do the 51 as well. 51 is about the same as the 47. And again, just for comparison, we'll do the Chimera. Chimera is really tight. I love that about the Chimera. So what else to say about the 47? Spring latch. And again, the spring latch is actually quite a bit different than the 42. And you might be able to tell the head is a little bit different looking. But again, I'll get more in depth on that in the comparison video. It is the same working mechanism with the actual spring, which I actually love a lot more than the 51. Originally, I loved the way they did it with the 51, with the spring latch. It uses the blue anodized titanium liners for the spring action on the latch. So you can get that to focus. Right here, when you latch it up, the tension is forced down on the pivot, or the titanium liners here, and then in the motion of squeezing the Balisong, the titanium liners release pressure. And the thing I don't like about that is just the latch is always free. It's loose and flying around, and I don't know, even though it's really not cheap, I feel like the sound while flipping is kind of cheap. I don't really like the sound of a latch always flicking around and hitting the handles. Even though the 51 is perfect and doesn't get in your way whatsoever, it still makes the noise of a T-latch, and I don't know. Again, I just find the latch always sticking out in one position. It just feels way nicer in the hand. Just feels a little bit higher quality. One thing we gotta point out, like everyone does, is you got those single chunks of titanium for the handles, solid milled out chunks of titanium, making it real light and really strong. You gotta love that about Benchmade Balisongs. You can get a little closer look there. Man, I love this focus on this camera. Gotta get used to it a little, but gotta love the detail. I am shooting in 720p. My computer can't really handle the 1080p, which kind of sucks, but you know, there's not a whole lot of difference on the YouTube front. There's the whole knife. We'll pan across just to get a better look. This knife is sharp. I don't know if the previous owner sharpened it. I can't tell really, but it is sharper than my 42. I find a lot of Benchmade knives don't even really come that sharp in box, which is kind of disappointing. They're not hand sharpened, and I don't know if that has much to do with it, but this is a lot sharper than my 42. I'm kind of disappointed in Benchmade for how sharp their knives come in sometimes, very dull. Okay guys, so that's basically it. That's all I can really think of to talk about for this video. Again, like I said, there's not really a whole lot different than what I can say about the 42, since they're the same knife pretty much, just with a different blade. But again, stick around for another video in the future talking about the differences between the 42 and the 47. I'm really glad I could finally pick myself up one of these badass Balisongs. I've always wanted the 47. Just a beautiful, beautiful knife, and I'm really glad I had the opportunity to pick it up. If you're watching, the guy who I bought it from, Ronnie, man, props. Thanks for letting me have the chance to buy it, even though it was very expensive. Definitely a fine price to pay for top quality Balisongs. And let's just say I paid a little more than 280 bucks for this. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. Can't wait to get some more videos done with my new camera. Thanks for watching guys. Take care. Bye bye.